minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, X minus 1. Fire.
Lights out, everybody. The creaking door.
Dimension X.
Inner Sanctum Mystery.
X minus 1.
Dark fantasy.
Hello everyone, welcome to Sci-Fi and Horror, brought to you by Dwayne Old Time Radio. Sci-Fi and Horror features some of the best programs from the golden age of radio, including X-1, Orbiter X, Dimension X, it's a lot of X's, Lights Out, Ray Bradbury, Dark Fantasy, and many, many more. Before we start today's sci-fi and horror thriller, if you enjoy what I'm doing, let me ask you to subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is 100% free, and you will receive notifications on new posts. Lastly, if you have a moment, please write a short 1 or 2 sentence review or give a rating on your preferred podcast service. A positive review or rating would help me out a lot. And now, on to the show. And again, thank you for your support. Hope you enjoy. Hello everyone. Let's start the new month of August with Journey into Space. We're going to bring this one back. Instead of airing 2 episodes, I'm going to air 4 episodes because this is a 13-part storyline, and I don't want to spend the next 3 years airing 1 episode or 2 episodes at a time. So 4 episodes this week. That gives you 2 hours approximately of pure entertainment and joy. We're going to air episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and episode 6. Those aired October 5th, October 12th, October 19th, and October 26th, 1953.
Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. After a thrilling trip lasting nearly 5 days, Jet Morgan and his crew in the rocket ship Luna touched down on the surface of the moon. After contacting the Earth and receiving messages of congratulations from all parts of the terrestrial globe, they set about their tasks of taking photographs, collecting specimens of moon rock and soil, and exploring the area in which they landed. Then, while Jet, Doc, and Lemmy were making their way towards their next objective, the strange sounds which they, and particularly Lemmy, had heard on their journey from Earth were heard again. And then Doc thought he saw something move in the crater ahead of them.
Something move? Impossible. Did you see anything, Lemmy?
No, Jet. I wasn't looking. Whatever it was, I only caught a glimpse of it. But it was there, I swear it.
You two wait here. I'll go and look.
No, Jet.
There's nothing on the moon that can move of its own free will.
Then why can't we all go?
No. If it's all right, I'll tell you. Then you can come on.
Hello? Hello? What's the trouble? I wish we knew, Mitch. We heard that noise again. Not just Lemmy this time, but all 3 of us. Did you hear it? No, I didn't. Are you sure you did? Of course I'm sure. And on top of that, I saw something move in the crater. Ridiculous. I tell you, I saw it, Mitch.
Did you, Doc? We'll see in just a minute. I'm almost at the crater now. If there's anything to see, I shall see it. There. Not a thing. Good Lord. I could swear I've been through all this before.
Hey, Doc, huh?
Seen this very crater before.
Hello, Jet. Jet, hello. He must be in there somewhere. But there's no sign of him. The crate is empty. Look for him, Lemmy. Look for him. Look and keep looking. Keep looking. Keep looking.
And look hard. Concentrate. Observe the mountains that border the bay. Observe the smooth floor of the bay itself. Well, do you see it?
Yes, Uncle Hector.
Do you see the promontories, Heraclides and Laplace?
Yes, Uncle.
Observe them well. Imagine yourself poised above them in an aeroplane or a balloon. And then you'll get a true impression of what the moon really is. A great globe. Another world, a dead world, hanging in nothing. Can you see that, boy? Hey?
Yes, Uncle. The bay is full of craters.
Aye, it probably is, but you can't see them. With a big telescope at Blackford Hill, you might make out some.
Wee craters. Lots of wee craters. And one is wide and shallow like a dish.
What are you talking about, boy? Which one?
The one near the ship.
What ship?
The spaceship. I stood on the crater's rim and made my way down into it, and the floor was covered with silvery grey ash, soft underfoot like walking on a fresh fall of snow.
What nonsense is this?
I was there, on the moon.
Young man, when I sit up half the night with you in this observatory, it's to further your education, not for you to utter such drivel.
I know, but...
No buts. Your head's full of rubbish. You're reading those stupid books and hearing the radio. There's no room left for sensible things. Spaceship,
It's not rubbish, Uncle. Lots of people think it is, but it isn't. It's a scientific possibility.
Is it a scientific possibility that you might try paying strict attention to what I'm telling you?
Yes, Uncle.
Space travel, when you can't even get the earthbound trains to run to time. Now, look again. Make a sketch of what you see, and only what you see. I want no imaginative drawing, just the plain facts.
Yes, sir.
Then get on with it, boy. Don't stare at me. Look into the eyepiece. Look. Take a good look. Look hard and long, and keep looking. Keep looking.
Keep looking, Lemmy. Keep at it. Walk around the rim again.
I am looking, Doc. I've been right round the rim 3 times now. No sign of him anywhere. Perhaps we'd better go down onto the floor.
Hello, Doc. Lemmy. Hello, Mitch.
You found him yet?
No, not a sign. It's as though he just disappeared into thin air.
Thin is right. Lemmy, you better come into the ship. What for? So I can go out and help Doc look for Jet. That's what for.
There's 2 of us looking already.
Lemmy, come in.
If you're so keen to come out. I'm not stopping you.
You know darn well I can't get out. Somebody has to be inside to work the airlock.
Look, Mitch, why not use the televiewer? From up there in the nose, you'll be able to see further than we can.
All right, Doc, but televiewer's a Lemmy's province. He should be in here working it.
All you have to do is to switch it on. Nothing complicated about it. All right, calm down, Lemmy. Mitch is just as worried as you are.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doc. Something awful must have happened to Jet. Hey, Doc.
Yes?
Is this a game? There's Jet in the crater, large as life.
What? Jet!
Hello, Lemmy. Doc, what are you doing here? I told you to wait until I called you to come on.
Jet, boy, are you all right?
Of course I'm all right. If Doc did see anything in this crater, it's certainly not here now.
Hey? But that was nearly 3 hours ago.
3? What are you talking about? Can't be more than 5 minutes since I left you.
Jet, what's happening to you?
What's happening to me? What's happening to you?
Look, come back to the ship, all of you. We'll try and straighten this out.
What is happening? Somebody had better tell me.
Mitch is right, Jet. We better go back. Something very strange is taking hold of us all.
Yes, Jet, you'll be safer in there.
Well, if you say so. I don't know what all this is about, but maybe when we do get inside, you'll give me some rational explanation.
Well, now we're all here. What's up?
What's up, he says. Jet, when you left us and walked towards that crater, Mitch called us up.
That's right, I heard him.
Well, both Lemmy and I instinctively turned towards the ship when we heard Mitch's voice. And when we turned back, you'd gone.
Of course, by then I was making my way down to the crater floor.
Yeah, that's what we thought. But you'd gone so quickly, we thought you must have fallen in, so we came running over. But when we got there, all we saw were your footprints in the dust. There was no sign of you.
Is this a joke?
Jet, what time did Doc come out to you?
As far as I can remember, about 1,600 hours.
And how much time do you think has passed since then?
Not more than 10 minutes, I'd say.
The time is now 18 hours, 47 minutes.
What?
Look at the clock, Jet.
Then it must have happened. It wasn't just imagination.
What wasn't?
When I reached the crater, I had that extraordinary feeling that I'd been through it all before. You know, you must have experienced it.
Yes, often.
It seemed I knew every detail connected with that crater. I even knew what the floor consisted of and how it felt to walk on it.
There's something funny going on.
And then I remembered a night many years ago when I was a kid, and my great-uncle, who was also my tutor, was giving me a lesson in selenography.
Selenography?
Geography of the moon, Lemmy.
Oh.
We were studying the very area we're on now. He got furious with me because I said I could see craters that weren't even visible in the telescope. But I felt then that I'd already been on the moon.
What did your uncle say to that?
He said I'd been reading too many paperback books.
You mean you really thought you'd been on the moon?
At the time, I did. Afterwards, I thought I said it just to infuriate the old man. But just now, in the crater, it seemed so real. As though I'd gone back in time to relive that evening all over again. And then I heard you and Lemmy calling me, and then I saw you. And then the whole business of my uncle seemed to be no more than a memory, a flash through my mind.
Well, that flash, as you called it, lasted more than 2 hours. And during that time, you were absolutely invisible to us.
And we couldn't raise you on the radio.
Any more than we could contact Lemmy when he heard those weird noises outside the ship.
Did you hear any strange sounds, Jet?
I'm not sure. I thought I did at first, just before the memory of that night in Edinburgh came into my mind, but everything seemed to be over so quickly.
What does all this add up to? First, we all hear the weird noises in the radio. Then only Lemmy hears them outside the ship.
And it scared the living daylights out of me.
Then Lemmy and I hear it just before we land. And then 3 of us hear it out there on the moon's surface. I see something move in the crater, and then this. And all this time, Mitch neither hears nor senses a thing. What does it all mean?
It means we ought to leave here, and the sooner the better.
We won't solve anything by running away from it.
But there's something funny going on here, and I don't like it. I want to go home.
Doc, what did you see in the crater?
Well, I can't be sure. It all happened so suddenly. Like when the shadow of an airplane passes near you. You have an impression, and it's gone. Afterwards, you think you must have imagined it.
Well, that doesn't give us much to go on. If only there were windows in this ship, we could keep a constant watch on the crater. We might see it again. But in here, we're blind. Anything might be happening outside.
Well, there's always the televiewer. It could be left on and rotated. We could take it in turns to watch it.
Yes. Now, that'll be the job of whoever remains in the ship while the others are working outside.
We'd better start now. If there is anything out there, I want to get to the bottom of it. I'll take first watch if you like.
Are the rest of us going outside now?
No, not yet. Now we're here, we might as well stay and eat.
Well, you go ahead. I'll keep an eye on the televiewer. I'll eat when my watch is over.
What can you see, Mitch?
Picture's clear. Every detail of the surface outside is hard and sharp.
Nothing out of the ordinary?
Not a thing. No sign of movement anywhere. It's as still as a graveyard.
October 30th, 1965. It is now 13 Earth days since takeoff and 8 days since we landed on the moon. Since Jet's strange disappearance, nothing else unexpected has happened. While 3 of us are working outside, the 4th watches our every move on the televiewer screen. We never wander away from each other, at least not more than a few feet. And Jet has given strict orders that we keep the ship within sight at all times. This has limited the area we can explore and means we stay out of most crater floors entirely. But there's still plenty of work to be done on the elevated surface. Spirits rise as the time for going home draws closer. For although there has been nothing to alarm us for some time, there's a sense of foreboding in the atmosphere. A strange feeling of apprehension that we all feel but never mention. All but Lemmy, that is, who seems to have forgotten that anything strange has ever happened to him or to any of us. He's in here with me now, while Jet and Mitch are outside making their periodic inspection of the ship's exterior. Hello, Lemmy.
Hi, Doc. Sorry to disturb you, mate, but the time has come for you to take the televiewer watch.
Oh, thanks. Anything doing?
No, it looks just the same out there. Yeah, how many pages of that diary have you filled up to now?
Oh, a couple of hundred, I reckon.
What on earth do you find to write about?
Well, on Earth, probably not very much, but up here there's plenty of material.
Am I mentioned?
Sure you are. We all are.
What are you going to do with it, Doc? Sell it to a newspaper? You could make a lot of money that way.
No, I don't think I'll be selling it to any newspaper. Well, I'd better get over to the televiewer. This is no way to keep a constant watch.
There's nothing out there to see. If you want to keep writing your diary, you go ahead. I'll carry on with the watch.
No. It's my turn. I'll take it.
All right, Doc. Have it your way. I think I'll take a little snooze on me bunk. At least till Jet and Mitch won't let in again. By the light of the silvery Eve, I want to... Hi. Blimey. It's here again. Ooh, Doc.
What is it?
Can't you hear it? That noise.
Well, goodness sake. Come over here, quick.
Blimey. I thought we'd finished with this lark.
Look at the televiewer.
What's the matter with it?
Can't you see it? A dome.
But, Doc,
it covers the whole crater. The one Jet got lost in. It's as though a spherical roof had been placed over it.
You're going cracked if this screen's blank.
No, it's there. Plain as plain. Surely you can see it.
No, Doc, I can't.
Call up Jet and Mitch and tell them. Tell them to look towards the crater. Quick.
Hello, Jet. Let me call him. Can you hear me, Jet? Hello, Jet. Jet!
Oh, it's gone.
Yes. The dome is gone.
Hello? Hello, Doc, Lemmy.
Hello, Jet. You can hear us.
What's the idea? We've been calling you for a couple of minutes.
Calling us?
What's wrong? Were you asleep?
No, Jet. We weren't asleep.
Fill the airlock. Mitch and I want to come in.
Jet, can you see the crater from where you are? The one you went into?
Yes, we can see it, Doc. Why?
Does it look any different?
No, just the same as usual.
You sure, Jet?
Of course we are. There's nothing different about anything that we can see from here.
Oh. All right, close the door and fill the airlock, Lemmy. Let them in.
Yeah, main door closing. Stand by.
Dome, you say? Large enough to cover the whole crater?
Yes. It must have appeared while Lemmy and I were changing over watches.
It wasn't there when I left the screen.
It was certainly there when I reached it.
It must have been visible all the time we were in the airlock and had our backs to the door.
Why didn't you tell us about it sooner? If it was there, we might have seen it.
We tried to, but it's always the same when that weird music's around. The radio never seems to work.
We've got to get to the bottom of this. Find out what it all means.
Easier said than done.
Well, Doc, you can start by making a drawing of what you saw, with as much detail as you can remember, but only what you remember.
Okay.
We don't want an imaginative drawing, just the plain facts. And while you're doing it, Mitch and I will watch the televiewer screen, see if anything else turns up. Come on, Mitch.
Hey, Doc, did you switch the televiewer off?
No, I don't think so. I don't remember.
Well, it is off. I suppose it was on when you saw this, dome.
What do you take me for, a practical joker?
Turn it on, Mitch. He probably switched it off unconsciously.
Well, there's the picture. Hey, what's this?
Huh?
Oh, it's Doc's diary. Must have left it here on the table. What the devil's he putting in it?
It's a private diary, Mitch. None of our business.
Oh, isn't it? Not even this?
Huh?
Look at it. Read it.
My whole enthusiasm and interest in the trip is gone. We should never have come. Man has no right here. No right to carry the secrets of this planet back to Earth. Back to terrestrial beings who can neither understand them nor appreciate them and, in consequence, will only attempt to destroy them. Rip them to pieces. Tear them apart. As they have already begun to destroy their own planet. Far better that we should die and never return. And this is a good place to die. For here, with no air, no bacteria to attack us, our human forms will remain intact, mummified, indestructible, a monument to man's petty accomplishments and stupidity.
Did the doc write that?
Well, it's his handwriting, isn't it?
Yes, but...
We'll tackle him with it later. What does he think he's doing? Does he want to demoralize all of us?
I don't know, Mitch. I don't know anything anymore. Now, Doc, you finished that drawing?
Yeah, I finished it some time ago. Here, it's as accurate as my memory will allow me to make it. The dome seemed to be made of some transparent material, and the low circular wall that supports the dome seems to have been erected on the crater's rim. It fits the rim exactly.
A circular wall? Come to think of it, that crater is circular.
What craters on the moon aren't?
But this one is exactly so. The sides haven't crumbled and fallen into the bottom as most of the other craters seem to have done.
What did the walls seem to be made of, Doc?
I don't know. Some kind of metal, maybe. It had a smooth surface. Certainly not made of bricks or anything like that. And there were no doors or seams that I could see.
Well, it's a curious object, all right, but it doesn't tell us much. Nothing like so much as Doc's diary tells us.
What do you mean?
This is what I mean. What you wrote here today and then left lying around for all of us to read. What are you trying to do? Demoralize all of us?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You made it plain enough in here. You want us to know you've lost all enthusiasm for this trip. That we should stay up here, die up here.
Have you gone crazy?
No, but maybe you have. What with domes over craters and then this.
Let me see it.
Well?
I didn't write this.
It's your handwriting, isn't it?
Yes, but I...
Then what did you write? Show me. Go on.
What I wrote isn't here.
Ah.
I merely recorded the normal events of the day. I give you my word, Mitch.
I don't want it.
You saying I'm a liar?
Well, if that's how you want to put it, yes, I am.
Now, hold on there, Mitch.
You hold on yourself.
Shut up.
What else is he? There's the book.
Shut up.
Blimey.
Nobody's calling anybody anything. We're going to get to the bottom of this calmly and without insulting each other. Now, Doc, did you write this or didn't you?
Well, if I did, this is the first time I realized it.
Then what did you write?
I just told you, the normal...
Doc, were any of the thoughts expressed on that page in your mind while you were writing?
Yes. Yes, I suppose they were, but they weren't important. Ideas like that must have passed through the minds of all of us. It happens to everybody. You think of things you have no intention of doing, would hate to do, in fact. Like when you're in a car and the sudden fear of a possible accident strikes you, or when you make an air trip. But you don't have the accident. No, that's what those thoughts were like. But I'd no idea I put them down. I would have sworn on my life that I just wrote about the work. How many days we'd been here, the date, the time.
Nothing like that on this page. There is on yesterday's page, I grant you that.
Give him back the book, Mitch.
Hey?
Give it to him.
To go on writing this drivel?
I said give it to him. Huh.
Thanks, Mitch.
And Doc?
Yes?
Whatever anybody else thinks, I believe you.
Thanks.
You believe him?
And why not? The things that have been happening to us since we've landed here, I'd believe anything.
You would, eh? Well, I don't. Nothing's happened to me. It's you that's crazy, all of you.
Cut it out, Mitch.
That's it. You're all going crackers.
All but you. You're the only one still in step. We're all crazy but you.
Ah, I get it now. The whole thing's a conspiracy. Something the three of you have cooked up to try and send me crazy. So when I get back to Earth, I'll be considered unfit to make any further trips.
Mitch.
Then the field is clear for you. The exploration of space, the glory of it is all yours. While I, who designed this ship and built her, kicked my heels back on the deck there, watching you going and coming. But you won't do it.
Mitch, don't talk
I'll
such
see
nonsense.
you don't. You can stay here, all of you. Die here, like Doc says. I'll take the ship back on my own. Tell them you wandered off into the mountains, got lost, or fell down a crevice.
Mitch.
Got eaten up by a dragon. I'd like that. That'll make a good story. Oh.
Yeah.
Help me get him onto his bunk.
Yeah.
Tell you clear, nothing to report.
Mitch, you all right?
What happened?
I hit you, Mitch. I had to. You were raving like a lunatic.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jet. If I do that again, you hit me again.
What are we going to do, Jet?
Exactly what we came up here to do.
But what's the explanation of all this?
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is that something is getting at us.
What?
Getting at our minds in different ways. Lemmy hears music and it scares him, makes him feel he wants to go back home. You see things, unexplainable things, and write things in your diary you don't intend.
And Mitch?
He seems immune to the whole business, except when we talk about it, and then look what happens to him.
You really think there's something working on us, against us?
I don't know, Doc, but that's how it looks.
How are we ever going to find out?
We may never find out, but we'll try. That crater out there seems to be connected in some way. We'll examine it thoroughly by every means we have.
What, all of us?
No. Mitch and I will go out. You stay with the televiewer.
Okay.
Keep us on the screen all the time. Watch every move. And Lemmy will stay by the radio and record every word we say. You agree to that, Mitch?
Yes, Jet.
Hello, Doc. Can you still see us?
Yes.
Mitch and I are going to separate now. We'll make our way down onto the floor and walk towards each other, facing each other all the time.
Right. Here I go.
Keep talking, Doc. Let's not lose contact.
Can see you both walking round rim. Mitch now on eastern side. Jet on western. Now approaching area where crater floor comes into view of camera.
This far enough, Jet?
Yes, Mitch, let's go down.
Hey.
What is it?
The crater. The crater's radioactive.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Quite strong, too.
Would it be the dust or the floor underneath?
Can't tell. May be able to later.
Jet and Mitch now on crater floor, approaching each other.
Getting stronger.
Hey, Mitch, hear anything?
Getting stronger still.
Mitch, do you hear anything besides the counter?
Building up fast. Needle's going like mad. Hello, Earth.
What was that?
Hello, Earth. Spaceship X-4372. Venus to Earth calling. Over.
Lemmy, is that you?
Hello, Spaceship X-4372. Receiving you. Over.
What on earth? Hello?
Takeoff satisfactory. Position and velocity as per schedule. Over.
Hello?
Thank you, Venus. Next call will be in 1 Earth hour. That is all.
Hello, Mitch. Lemmy, Doc, can you hear me?
Jet, what's the trouble? Hello, Jet. Hello.
Hello, Doc.
Oh, watch where you're going. You're walking at right angles to the correct line. You've gone out of camera range.
Sorry, Doc. I'll put it right.
What's up, Jet? Lost your sense of direction?
Yes, Mitch. But not in the way you mean. And then I heard a spaceship that just left Venus call up Earth and give his position.
What?
Yes, Mitch.
But that's not likely to happen for years. 50, 100, maybe 200.
I heard it. And at the same time, the whole bay seemed to be full of structures. Radio masts, rocket platforms, and vehicles like tanks which were speeding along well-made roads. The bay was full of movement, as though a lunar base was already built and in full working order. It was... well, it was like a glimpse into the future. Yes! That was what it must have been. Just as a few hours ago, I must have had a glimpse into the past.
Let's go home. I don't like it here.
We're not going home. None of us has been hurt, not physically. These moments are rare, only just a few seconds. We can't leave the job half done.
No, Mitch, we can't. We'll carry on. Whatever it is that's got hold of us, whatever it's trying to do, it won't stop us. It won't drive us off, not until we're good and ready to go. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Sure, agreed.
Lemmy?
Agreed.
We'll leave that crater alone. From now on, nobody's to go within 100 yards of it. That clear?
It'll be a pleasure.
Certainly.
Well, let's get started. Back to normal routine.
Well, that's that. Everything aboard, I hope.
How about it, Doc?
All complete. I don't think we left anything behind.
Motor, Mitch?
All set.
Well, get onto your couches. Strap yourselves in.
Oh,
Here we go. This is... Well, it wasn't so bad after all, was it?
Yeah, Rick, they must have heard us say nothing would stop us. They gave up trying. It, or whatever it was.
I'm beginning to think we must have dreamt the whole business.
Yeah.
Dome, music, everything. A whole week, undisturbed.
And now we're going home to dear old Mother Earth and Becky.
Switch on the televiewer, Lemmy. Let's take a last look round before we leave.
Televiewer on. Goodbye, Moon. Thanks for the use of the bay.
Yeah, shadows creeping up fast. Moon must look almost a crescent to the folks back home.
Ah, look. There's the flag we raised the day we landed.
Yeah. Looks lonely, doesn't it?
Yeah, lonely's right. Especially without the tiniest breath of wind to disturb her. Look, she just hangs limp against the pole. Doesn't move.
Switch her off, Lemmy. Switch on stern view.
Stern view on.
All set?
All set.
Yeah.
Doc, gyro.
Gyro.
Stand by for count-off.
We're going home.
But we'll be back. Firing in 15 seconds.
Piccadilly, here I come.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact!
Well, press it. Press the switch.
I did. It didn't work.
What? Press it again.
Still nothing. Not a flicker.
But on final check, the motor was okay. There can't be anything wrong.
Hey, Jet, the radio's cut.
And the radar.
Oh, now the televiewer's going.
Listen. The gyro. It stopped. Everything stopped. There's not a thing in the ship that works.
You've been listening to Episode 3 of Journey into Space, with Andrew Folds as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs and Duncan McIntyre. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton. Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. Jet Morgan and his crew have been on the moon for 13 days. During that time, they've carried on their work of exploring the moon's surface and photographing the heavens. Twice since landing on the moon, strange sounds have been heard, and besides Doc seeing the image of a dome-like structure on the televiewer screen, Jet had the uncanny experience of slipping, as he thought, backwards and forwards in time. But during the last 6 days of their stay on the Earth satellite, nothing bothered them, and it was with light hearts and feelings of relief that the four men climbed into the ship for the last time and prepared to take off for the long journey back to Earth and home.
Televiewer, stern view, on.
All set?
All say.
Yeah.
Gyro.
Stand by for count-off.
We're going home.
But we'll be back. Firing in 15 seconds.
Piccadilly, here I come.
10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact!
Well, press it. Press the switch.
I did it. It didn't work.
What? Press it again.
Hey, Chet, the radio's cut.
And the radar.
Now the televiewer's going.
Listen, the gyro. It stopped. Everything stopped. There's not a thing in the ship that works.
Oh, the lights are still on. Oh, why can't I keep my big mouth shut?
What's happened to the emergency lights?
They should have come on automatically.
Lemmy.
Yes, Jet?
The flashlight hanging behind you, can you find it?
I think so.
Then switch it on. Hurry, switch it on.
Wait a minute, I haven't found it yet. Oh, yes, I've got it now. There.
Thank goodness.
Better.
To have to lie in the dark as well would be the last straw.
Now, what's happened, Mitch?
Main power supply must have failed. We can thank our lucky stars it didn't happen while we were actually taking off.
Didn't you check the power pack?
Well, of course I did.
Well, we better get down the hole and check it again. Lemmy, get the tool pack out the locker, will you?
Yeah.
And Doc, go around to every control and switch it off. Break every circuit and keep it open until we get back.
Right.
Come on, Mitch. Open up the hatch and let's go down.
Well, Jet?
Nothing wrong, so far as we can tell.
Oh, well, thank goodness for that. Shall I start switching on again?
Nothing wrong, but she doesn't work.
Eh?
She's as dead as a doornail.
Is that right, Mitch?
Yes, Doc. Beats me. I can't understand it at all.
Fault must be somewhere else. Up here in the cabin.
The main distributor board, maybe.
Maybe. We'd better look at that next. Now, while we're about it, you and Lemmy had better start checking the equipment you're responsible for.
Okay.
See if you can find any trouble there.
Sorry, Jet. Just like it was before. As far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with the radio, radar, or televiewer. The lighting circuit is intact and all.
Doc?
Same in my department. Air conditioner and automatic oxygen supply are both packed in. Only the pressure indicators are working.
They should be. They're not on the circuit.
If the oxygen supply doesn't work, how do we breathe?
Oh, we can regulate it by hand.
Well, at least we won't suffocate.
No.
You checked the main fuses, didn't you, Lemmy?
Yes, Jet, all intact.
Well, gentlemen, until we trace the trouble, we're stuck. Stranded. We can't take off. We can't even go outside. The airlock doesn't work either.
Blimey.
What do we do now?
Well, we'll look again. Go over every inch of the ship with a fine tooth comb. Unless we find what's wrong and put it right, we'll be here for good.
Look, Jet, for nearly 48 hours we've been at it. We've got to take a rest.
How can we rest?
But we've taken some of the equipment to pieces 12 times. At least let 2 of us sleep. Let's work out a shift system or something.
Oh, all right. You and Mitch. Lemmy and I'll carry on. We'll wake you up in 4 hours.
Let Lemmy sleep, Jet. I can keep going.
Oh, thanks. I can hardly keep my eyes open.
No, Mitch. One of us, either you or me, must be awake while the other sleeps.
Oh.
Well, if you say so.
Now, come on, Lemmy. Let's try the distributor board again. Well, if there is any traceable fault, it's eluded us. I don't think there's any point in going all over it again. We'll wear out the equipment just by constantly taking it to pieces.
And what do we do? Sit and twiddle our thumbs?
For a while, yes. A rest will do us all good. Give us time to think. Coming back fresh to the job might help solve it.
Well, in any case, we can't go on sweating our insides out. We've got to watch the oxygen supply.
How do you mean?
Well, it won't last forever. The more physical energy we use up, the quicker the store of oxygen goes down.
How much oxygen have we got?
Oh, at a guess, I'd say enough for 15 more days.
Is that all?
Well, it seemed enough when we left home. We didn't expect to spend extra time here.
Well, that means unless we take off within 10 days, we won't have enough left to last the journey back to Earth. And how about food?
Well, normal rations would last about as long as the oxygen, but both can be eked out over a slightly longer period, if we're careful.
Then we'll be careful. Doc, I'll make it your responsibility to ration both the food and the oxygen.
Uh-huh.
We'll organize periodic checks of the ship's installations. Now, one flashlight will remain on the control table, but it'll be turned on only when necessary for the checks, and for Doc to write his diary.
Huh?
Doc's diary? Is that so important that we have to waste valuable light on it?
One flashlight lasts quite a time, Mitch. Besides, now the recorder's out of action, Doc's notes will have to serve as the log. Now, onto your bunks and let's get the rotor worked out for a start.
We were all so pleased, laughing and joking because we was going home.
Get onto your bunk, Lemmy, and save your breath.
November 12th, 1965. It is now 23 days since takeoff from Earth, 19 days since we landed on the moon's surface, and 5 days since we tried to get off again. By now, everybody, including Mitch, has resigned himself to waiting and hoping. Every few hours, the radio, radar, televiewer, and other installations are switched on in the hope that power has returned to the ship. So far, the result has been negative. The rest of the time, except for whose ever turn it is to regulate the oxygen supply or distribute the rations, we spend lying on our bunks. The only illumination is the one flash lamp which burns over the control table. It doesn't throw much light around the cabin, most of which is in deep shadow. Only the blank, expressionless faces of the dials and gauges staring dimly at us from the darkness that is the wall. The dull gleam of the metal that goes to make up the concave roof reflects what light reaches it, enabling us to make out very faintly the door that leads to the little pilot's cabin in the ship's nose. The cabin which Jet would have entered to pilot the ship through the Earth's atmosphere on the return journey. If we could open that door now and slide back the shutters that cover the airtight window, we could see the surface of the moon, bathed in the pale, reflected Earthlight. Perhaps even see the Earth itself. But, as with the hatch and the airlock, we have no power to open that door, so it remains shut, immovable. The time drags. Talking would make it slip by quickly, but the quicker it passes, the sooner the end, whatever it may be, will be reached. We are all outwardly calm. Occasionally we make jokes, pretty feeble jokes, but the reaction to them is always very good. Every man lives in fear of the others, detecting that he may be, no matter how slightly, afraid.
Jet?
Yes, Lemmy?
How can you read a book at a time like this?
What else is there to do? While the light's on, I might as well take advantage of it.
It's getting perishing hot, isn't it?
With no air conditioner working, what else do you expect?
We could open a window and let in some air. Oh, but it's cool outside.
Minus 270 degrees centigrade, if you call that cool. You'd freeze solid the moment you put your foot outside the door.
No, I know how it feels to be in a submarine. But we have no way of contacting anybody. Can't even give them an indication of where we are. Oh, I wonder what the boys back in Australia are thinking. If things had gone all right, it would be only a few hours before we'd be home. They'll be looking out for us, wondering why we didn't call them again after we said we were about to take off.
Oh, shut up, Lemmy.
What a way to end up. In a rocket ship that's supposed to reach 29,000 miles an hour and can't even raise itself a foot above the ground.
Oh, shut up, do you hear?
Lemmy.
Yes, Doc.
It's your turn to check the oxygen supply and give out the food.
Oh, yes, Doc.
Here's the light. Take it.
You sure you don't want to go on writing for a bit?
No, thank you.
How about you, Jet? You won't be able to see to read.
I can wait.
Oxygen pressure, 29.5.
29.5.
2 tanks still full.
2 tanks.
Temperature, 92 degrees.
92. Right, now the food, Lemmy.
Rations. 4 flasks of fruit juice and 4 airtight sandwich packs.
Give them out, Lemmy. Then go back to your bunk and try not to talk so much.
Yes, Jet.
November 13th. 6 days. We are now really beginning to miss the air conditioner. The heat is almost unbearable, the thermometer standing just over 100 degrees. We have now removed most of our clothes and live in our underwear, and we can expect it to get hotter as each hour goes by. Nobody talks very much. Each man gets up, adjusts the oxygen supply, and distributes the rations as his turn comes round. Almost the only words we've heard these last 2 hours were Jet's orders when we carried out the last tests on the equipment, with the usual result. Nothing. Jet reads constantly. Mitch lies in his bunk, gazing at the ceiling, while Lemmy, who has the bunk above mine, treats us to a musical recital on his harmonica.
Lemmy, cut out that row, will you?
Blimey.
What's up, Mitch?
Can't you hear? Haven't we got enough trouble without having that awful noise going on all the time?
Who says it's a noise?
Why can't you play something else for a change?
I don't know nothing else.
Well, shut up. Put the thing away.
Now, hold on, Mitch. Yesterday you were only too glad to hear him play it.
Well, I'm fed up with it now.
Put it away, Lemmy.
But I've got to do something to pass the time, Jet. Just lying here hour after hour, sweating and thinking. It's enough to give you the pip. Isn't there something we can do? Test the equipment again or something.
It's not above an hour since we finished a check.
Lemmy's right. Lying here in silence is bad. We ought to try to do something collective for short periods. At least keep our minds off things for a bit.
How about a nice stroll outside? In the earth light.
7 days. Heat gets worse. Temperature is now way above the 100 mark. None of us has hardly a stitch of clothing on, and our bunks are soaked with perspiration. Monotonously, time drags by. Equipment check, oxygen supply, rations, and in between, Jet doing his utmost to keep our spirits up. We must have played every parlor game that was ever invented. We lie in the dark and fire questions at each other on general knowledge. We no longer know or care whether the answers are right. We take turns reciting verses. It gives us something to do and takes our minds off the inevitable climax which slowly but relentlessly approaches. For, unless life returns to the ship within the next 6 days, it must be the end of us all.
The Tower of London.
That's 14 points to you. Right, Lemmy, your turn.
Animal.
4 legs?
No.
2 legs.
No legs.
No legs.
No legs. And it's mineral.
You just said it was animal.
It's mineral.
Manufactured?
And big, like a huge donut.
Is it manufactured?
Made of metal, with a dome where the hole should be.
Lemmy.
And windows, and a blue light flashing on and off underneath. And it's coming here.
Lemmy.
It's coming, I'll tell you. It's right on us.
What?
It's glowing. It must be working.
No, hold on, I'm coming. Oh!
No, Jet, no.
There, something on it. See? See it?
Yes.
Jet.
Good Lord, what on earth is it?
Jet.
It's like floating...
And the light. The flashing light.
Jet.
It's gone. Whatever it was, it's gone.
But the screen's still alive. You can see the stars. Oh.
You could see the stars.
Yeah, it's dead again.
Lemmy. Lemmy, you all right?
Well, what's happened to him?
I don't know. Try to find the flashlight. I knocked it off the table in my hurry to get over here.
Yes, I've got it, Jet.
Does it work?
No.
Oh. Lemmy, can you hear me?
Well, the main lights, if the power's on, they should come on, too.
Lemmy, what's the matter? Answer me.
Doc, the light switch just above the control table.
Huh?
Can you find it?
Yeah, I got it. Ah, nothing.
Stay where you are. I'll get another lamp out of the locker.
Lemmy.
Leave me alone.
Lemmy, the power was on. Do you hear? It came on again.
Oh.
Lemmy, what's happened to you? What is it?
I heard it. That music, I heard it again.
You did?
It was going to be a horse. The one that won last year's derby.
What was?
My object. But when I started to answer the questions, it all got mixed up. And then that music came, and all I could think of was well, I don't know what it is now. A kind of...
You don't have to describe it, Lemmy. We saw it.
Eh?
We all saw it.
What?
On the televiewer with a flashing blue light under it. It seemed to be flying. and for a moment it filled the whole screen and then moved out of range, almost as though it might have passed right over us. And then we saw nothing but the stars, just for a few seconds before the screen went dead again.
Then it wasn't just me.
No, Lemmy. It affected all of us this time.
Ah, that's better. What a difference just a little light makes.
The other one out of action, Mitch?
Yeah. Hit the floor pretty hard.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I expect we can put it right.
We'll give it to Lemmy. Let him try. The rest of us will go around the ship, carry out another full inspection, just in case things are about to start working again.
It is now 3 days since the televiewer suddenly burst into life and the picture of the whatever it was appeared on it. Since then, the ship has been as dead as it ever was. The heat is now beyond description. We are using up the oxygen supply rapidly. I estimate we have barely enough to last 9 days more. And we need 5 of those days for the return journey back to Earth. So we have now only 4 days left. 4 days. If we haven't taken off by then.
Jet.
Yes, Lemmy?
The light's on. Why aren't you reading?
I've read this book 4 times now. I practically know it by heart.
Is it any good?
Oh, yes. I first read it as a child. It's always been a favourite of mine.
Well, don't keep it all to yourself. Read us a bit.
Yeah. Be better than just lying here staring at the ceiling and thinking.
Well, I don't think you'd like it all that much.
How do we know? Until we've heard it.
Yeah, go on, read it. Well, some of it anyway. We can have another installment next time the light's on.
Go on.
Oh, all right. If you really want me to.
What's it called? And who's it by?
It's by H.G. Wells.
Oh, yeah?
And it's called The First Men in the Moon.
Oh.
You still want to hear it?
Yes, Jet. Go ahead. What difference can it make?
Yeah, it might tell us how to get out of this mess we're in.
Go on, Jet. Give it a try.
Chapter the first. Mr. Bedford meets Mr. Cavor at Lymm. As I sit down to write here amidst the shadows of vine leaves under the blue sky of southern Italy, it comes to me with a certain quality of astonishment that my participation in these amazing adventures of Mr. Cavor was, after all, the outcome of the purest accident. It might have been anyone. I fell into these things at a time when I thought myself removed from the slightest possibility of disturbing experiences. I had gone to Lymm because I had imagined it the most uneventful place in the world. Here, at any rate, said I shall find peace and a chance to work. And this book is the sequel. So utterly at variance is destiny with all the little plans of men. I was, I'm certain, suddenly and vehemently ill. I seem to remember a violent struggle and being gripped by metallic clasps. My next clear recollection is that we were prisoners at we knew not what depth beneath the moon's surface. We were in darkness amidst strange, distracting noises. That's as far as we can go for now. It's time for the light to be put out for 1 hour. Turn it off, will you, Doc?
Yeah. Blimey, that Bedford fella certainly ran into a lot of trouble, didn't he?
Ingenious idea, those Selenites.
Yeah, thank goodness we didn't meet up with any. If there's one thing we have proved by coming up here, it's that there's no life on the moon. None of...
What in heaven's name is that?
Mice.
Seems to be coming from down in the hold, or from outside, down near the stern.
There it goes again. On the other side this time.
It's as though somebody were walking around the ship and tapping it to see what it was made of.
Or trying to find a way in.
What kind of a noise is that?
It stopped.
Now they're on the tap again, going all the way round the ship.
Lie still. Keep listening. And Mitch, turn on the light.
Yes, Jim.
Whatever it was, it must have gone away.
Will they be back?
How should I know? Keep quiet and listen.
13 days. The strange tapping sounds we heard 3 days ago have not been heard since. We have no idea what they were. Now there is only 1 day left. Unless we take off tomorrow, we cannot hope to reach the Earth alive. Soon, in just an hour or two, the sun will be rising over the bay, and we will have been here 28 Earth days. From the Earth, the moon will be rapidly approaching full. Hundreds of astronomers all over the world will be looking for us. We are too small to be seen, but with luck, while the sun is still low on the lunar horizon, somebody might see our ship's long shadow and recognize it. That will tell them that we are still here. They won't be able to help us, but at least they'll know we haven't wandered off into space, perhaps to spend eternity as a tiny, artificial asteroid in an orbit round the sun.
Hey, Jet, the televiewer.
What?
The televiewer, it's come on. It's working.
What's that?
The air conditioner. The power must be back. The ship's alive again.
The lights. Try the lights.
That's just what I am doing. Lemmy, get to the radio. See if that's working. The rest of you, go to your own controls.
Yeah, sure.
Check everything.
Right. Yep. Yes. Automatic oxygen supply is going as well as the air conditioner. We should start cooling off soon. Get back to something like normal temperature.
Motor gauges are alive. Tank full. Everything okay?
Oh, thank heavens, and not a day too soon.
Radio's going. Transmitter registers full aerial current.
See if you can contact Earth, Lemmy.
What do you think I'm doing?
Come on, Mitch. Let's make one thorough check. See if we're fit for takeoff.
Don't see why not. All we needed was power, and we got it. We're going home. We're going home.
Hello. Rocket ship Luna calling. Rocket ship Luna. Calling rocket launching ground. Wonga Walla, Australia. Can you hear me? Come in, please. Over.
Any luck, Lemmy?
No, Jet, not a peep.
Transmitter okay?
So far as I can tell, but they can't be listening.
Well, you can't blame them. We're more than a week overdue.
Well, somebody must be hearing us somewhere. This band seems pretty full. Anybody listening to any of this should hear us. Always supposing they can understand what I'm talking about.
Hey, Jet.
Yes, Mitch?
Motor's okay, so far as I can tell. No reason why we shouldn't take off just as soon as you're ready.
No, we haven't contacted base yet.
Oh. How long do you intend to give them?
To the last minute. We can't risk approaching Earth without their help and information.
And if we don't get them?
Then we'll have to take off and take the chance.
Don't leave it too long, Jet. I don't think I could stand it if the power cut out again.
Oh, we can stay here another 12 hours. We'll make that the deadline, unless we hear from base first and it's okay to take off sooner.
Right. Keep at that radio, Lemmy. The sooner you contact Earth, the sooner we get away.
I'll do me best. Nothing I've heard yet is trying to get us, and that's for certain. Hello, Earth. This is rocket ship Luna trying to contact Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling from the moon. Come in, please. We need to hear from you urgently. Now, we'll try again.
I know somewhere out in the world there is a gal for me. I'd like to find and make you mine. How happy we would be.
Music, nothing but music.
Sit outdoors and spoon. 'Cause I would fly a rocket ship and take you to the moon.
Aye?
We would have our honeymoon on the rocket ship. We would fly from star to star on our wedding trip. You could make your way out of the big moon thing. Sprinkle stardust in your hair, you'd be a perfect dream.
What do they think they're doing down there, playing that stuff?
This is London calling in the overseas service of the BBC.
Hey, Jet, London!
Here is the news. It was announced from Canberra today that little hope could now be entertained for the crew of the experimental spaceship that landed on the moon a month ago.
Oh, thanks very much.
The rocket ship Luna took off from the Bay of Rainbows on the 27th of October. In the last radio message received from the ship, they said they would be calling again within 6 minutes, but nothing was heard. A statement from the launching ground at Wonga Walla says that the ship must have either crashed back onto the moon or missed the Earth entirely. In that case, it must be somewhere out in space and lost forever. Aboard the ship were pilot Andrew Morgan, popularly known as Jet.
Turn it off.
Turn it off?
Yes, turn it off.
Fools. You're not kidding. We didn't say we had taken off. We said we were about to take off.
Get back to the transmitter, Lemmy. Keep calling. Try to raise somebody.
Okay.
Hey, Jet, Mitch, Lemmy.
What is it, Doc?
Come over here, quick.
What?
What's the trouble?
The screen. Look at the screen.
The crater. Blimey.
heavens. Is that the thing Lemmy saw during the guessing game? Is it, Lemmy? Is it?
You should know. You said you saw it yourself. You all did.
Yes, but not like this, with the rising sun lighting up every detail. We only caught a glimpse of it.
That's when it must have arrived, and it's been sitting out there ever since.
You mean it landed here?
Well, what else are we to think?
Then who is it? What is it?
Must be H.G. Wells's lot.
There's only one way to find out. We'll go out there.
Aye, but we can't. It's time for us to leave. We can't spare the oxygen.
We've got a couple of hours yet.
But you don't know what that thing is or what it can do to us.
The very reason I want to go. This is the biggest thing we've seen since we landed here. We can't pull out on it now.
Yeah, but Jet...
You willing to come with me, Mitch?
Yes, Jet. I'm all for it.
Then get the suits, Lemmy. We're going out.
You've been listening to Episode 4 of Journey into Space, with Andrew Foles as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton. Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. After spending one lunar day on the moon, Jet Morgan and his crew prepared to make their long journey back to Earth. But when the time came to take off, nothing in the ship would function. All efforts to find the reason for the ship's failure were fruitless, and the four men spent the lunar night, equivalent to 14 Earth days, within the ship, waiting and hoping. On the 10th day, strange tapping sounds were heard outside the ship as though somebody or something were inspecting it. Then, just as the sun was rising on the lunar horizon, the power unaccountably returned and the ship sprang to life. Once more, preparations for takeoff were made and radio contact with the Earth was attempted. Then, in the televiewer screen, appeared the image of a strange object.
Good heavens! Is that the thing Lemmy saw during the guessing game? Is it, Lemmy? Is it?
Well, you should know. You said you saw it yourself. You all did.
Yes, but not like this, with the rising sun lighting up every detail. We only caught a glimpse of it.
That's when it arrived. It's been sitting out there ever since.
You mean it landed here?
Well, what else are we to think?
Then who is it? What is it?
Must be H.G. Wells's lot.
There's only one way to find out. We'll go out there.
Aye? No, but we can't. It's time for us to leave. We can't spare the oxygen.
We've got a couple of hours yet.
But you don't know what that thing is or what it can do to us.
The very reason I want to go. This is the biggest thing we've seen since we landed here. We can't pull out on it now.
But, Jet,
you willing to come with me, Mitch?
Yes, Jet. I'm all for it.
Then get the suits, Lemmy. We're going out.
Now, wait a minute, Jet. Think what you're doing.
Eh?
None of us know what that thing is out there.
That's just why we're going outside, to find out.
It's too risky. We ought to take off while we got the chance. If you get stuck out there or get lost or something, it might be hours before we find you again.
We have no intention of getting lost. Come on, Jet.
But if you should, for any reason, it'll ruin any chance we've got of getting back to Earth before our oxygen supply runs out.
We have more than 12 hours before we need worry about that. Meanwhile, that thing's sitting out there, just waiting for us. We can't pass up a chance like this.
Look, there'll be another time. We'll be back.
But that, whatever it is, may not be. We should photograph it at least. There can't be any danger in that.
Oh, all right, Jet. If you're quite sure you know what you're doing, get your suits on. I'll open the hatch.
Thanks. Lemmy?
Yeah?
Keep working on that radio. Try to raise Earth if you can. Tell them what we've seen and what we're doing.
Right.
Now, if you wouldn't mind handing me the camera, Doc, we'll go down.
Okay, here you are.
Thank you. Okay, Mitch. Right. You first. Now, keep us on the televiewer, Doc, and keep the recorder going. Take down every word we say.
Right.
And don't worry. We'll keep our distance. We'll just take a good look at it, take a few pictures, and be right back.
Hello, Earth. Hello, Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling Earth.
Okay, Doc. Close the hatch.
Hatch closing.
Not a peep. I suppose they still use radio back on Earth.
Fastening helmets. Over to intercom. Stand by to exhaust airlock.
Exhausting airlock.
Hello. Hello, Earth. This is rocket ship Luna calling Earth.
Suit now inflating.
Calling Wonga
Line
Walla,
two.
Australia. Emergency. Matter of life and death. Emergency. Now listening out.
Air pressure
If you can hear
0.
me, come in, please.
Hello, Luna. Hello, Luna. Receiving you loud and clear.
Hey, Doc, listen. We got something.
What?
Who are you, please?
This is Weather Station XLG, stationed in Greenland. Picked up your call a few moments ago. Who did you say you were?
Rocket ship Luna, commanded by Jet Morgan. Rocket ship Luna.
Who is it, Lemmy? Is it base?
Rocket ship Luna, a spaceship. And we thought all hope for you had been abandoned.
It will be, unless somebody does something about us and quick.
Lemmy, who is it?
Let's get out there, Jet. Lemmy can handle the radio.
Open the door, Doc.
Main door opening.
Where are you, Luna?
Where do you think we are? On the moon, of course. Been stuck up here a fortnight, Earth time, and unable to communicate due to power failure. Can you help us?
Anything you say. We're in constant contact with the Met Office in London. We'll relay your messages to them.
Good. Tell them we're trying to contact the rocket launching ground at Wonga Walla, Australia. Ask London to raise them and tell them to communicate with us. It's urgent. Very urgent.
Crater and, object in full view. Can you see it, Jet? How does it look?
Exactly the same as on the screen. It appears to be circular, about 40 feet in diameter and 10 feet high. The general shape is rather like a donut, but with a dome-like roof. Mitch is now taking pictures of it. You getting this, Doc?
Yeah, every word. Sounds just like the thing I saw.
It appears to be made of metal. The sides are very smooth, with no visible seams or doors, but something like portholes or windows are at the base of the dome. It lies at the bottom of the crater. There's no sign of movement either near it or within it that we can tell from here.
Jack?
We're now going out, Doc, for a closer look.
Watch your step.
We will.
Jet, this is the biggest thing that could have happened to us. This must mean that there is life in other parts of the universe.
No, let's go jumping to any hasty conclusion.
How else could a thing like that appear from nowhere? Shall I go first?
Yes, but wait at the bottom of the ladder. Now, don't attempt to approach the thing alone.
Hello, rocket ship Luna. Weather Station XLG calling rocket ship Luna. Over.
Hello, XLG. Luna calling.
Have passed your message to London, who are now contacting Wonga Walla. Keep listening out. You can expect to hear from them very shortly. Are you all safe? Jet and Mitchell and Doc Matthews?
Yes, we are. We haven't all the oxygen left we'd have liked, but we've just about enough to get home.
Glad to hear it. I suppose you'll be taking off any minute.
Well, yes, except that Jet and Mitch have left the ship. We can't take off till they get back.
Left the ship? What for?
Oh, there's a thing out there. They've got to look at it and take a picture of it.
What sort of a thing?
Looks like another spaceship. It landed here during the night.
You sure it's not the man in the moon dropping in for a cup of tea?
Don't you believe me?
Well, at least you're in good spirits up there. Joking at a time like this.
Oh, I'm not joking.
Well, if you say so. Now, you better listen out for Wonga Walla. We should be calling you soon. And good luck.
Hello, Doc. Jet calling.
Receiving you. Go ahead.
We've touched down on the moon's surface and we're walking towards the crater. Let us know when we're in camera range.
Okay.
Doc, did you hear that? Them fellas down in Greenland don't believe us.
Hardly expected them to. I can hardly believe it myself.
Hello, Luna. Hello, rocket ship Luna. Control calling. Calling from Wonga Walla launching ground. Can you hear me? Come in, please.
Control. It's Control. Did you hear that, Doc? We got them. Hello, Control. Hello, Lemmy calling. Lemmy Barnett calling from the moon. Where you been all this time?
Where have you been? What happened? Why didn't you take off?
We couldn't. The whole ship packed in. We couldn't get a peep out of her. We've been stuck up here ever since. But we're all right now.
Thank goodness for that. You're more than a week overdue. We'd given you up as lost.
Well, we're not. We're all here, large as life, and can't wait to get home.
How soon do you expect to take off?
Just as soon as Jet and Mitch get back.
Get back? Where are they?
They're outside. Outside, looking at the, Oh, blimey. Hello, Earth. Hello, Earth.
Lemmy, the ship, the thing.
Hello, Earth. Come in, please. I've lost contact.
Hurry, for Pete's sake. Come over here. Look.
Doc.
I'm here.
Doc, that noise.
Look at the screen. Look at the dome on that thing. It's moving.
Aye?
Moving slowly. Look, it's opening.
The top is opening. There must be something in there.
Can Jet see it?
Jet! Hello, Jet. Hello, can you hear me? Jet! Mitch, this is Doc. Can you hear me? Don't move. Stay where you are. Stay where you are.
Oh, it stopped.
Jet! Mitch!
Hello, Doc. This is Jet. Come in, please.
Hello, Jet. Hearing you.
We've been calling you. Didn't you hear us?
It was that music. Came on again and we couldn't hear anything as usual. I lost contact with home, too.
Doc, the dome of the ship or whatever it is has slid back. It's open.
Yeah, we know. We saw it.
Come back into the ship, Jet. Come back.
What do you think, Mitch? You can go back if you want to. I'm not going. Not yet, I'm not.
Oh, Mitch, where's your common sense? Jet, bring him back.
Come on, Mitch.
I'm not going back.
But, Mitch...
You're not afraid, are you?
No, I'm not. But if there is anything in there, something hostile, how do we defend ourselves? We've no weapons, nothing.
Oh, even if we had, they probably wouldn't be any good against whatever it is.
All the more reason for caution.
You're just scared.
You have no right to say that, Mitch.
I got every right to say what I darn well please.
Mitch, if anything should happen to us, what about Lemmy and Doc? How do they get home?
I'm going on. I'm going right up to that thing. If nothing comes out, I'm going to take a look inside.
Oh, no, you're not. It's too risky.
Who's going to stop me?
I am.
I'd like to see you try. Go on.
Mitch, pull yourself together.
I'm going.
Mitch, come here.
Leave me alone.
I won't come here.
Jet, don't fight. The suits, you'll damage them.
You hear that, Jet? If you use force, you might kill us both. That's better. Fighting won't get anybody anywhere.
Mitch, what's got into you?
It shouldn't be hard to figure out. For years, I've worked on our ship, sweating my inside out, designing her and building her. And then, when we get here, here's another one, completely different in design. Probably holding a whole lot of secrets about long-distance space travel. And you want me to bypass it? Go back into our ship and go home without so much as taking a close look at this one?
We've photographed it, haven't we?
Photographs? What can they tell us? We might just as well have photographed the image on the televiewer screen.
Mitch, what exactly do you want to do?
I want to go up to that thing, touch it, walk all around it, examine it.
But the top has just opened. Something must have opened it, and that something may come out.
I'm prepared to risk it. Do you want to come with me?
Yes, I do.
Jet, wait.
Jet, do as Doc says, please.
Mitch, I'll come as far as the crater's rim. If you want to go down it, you go, but don't get out of my sight.
All right. If that's what you want, I'll do it. It'll be better than nothing.
Did you hear that, Doc?
Yes.
Then we'll start walking towards it. Slowly, Mitch, take your time.
Hello, Luna. Hello, control calling. Have lost contact. If you can hear me, come in, please.
Hello, control. Luna calling. Sorry for the interruption, but that music came on again.
Music? What music?
Baldy. Oh, well, the fact is Jet and Mitch are still outside the ship, and we can't get them back in.
Outside? What's the matter with them? Don't they know you must take off as soon as possible?
Yes, they know, but there's something out there. Mitch won't leave it alone.
What is it?
It's, well, we're not sure.
Now approaching crater rim, Doc.
Can see you.
What do you mean, you're not sure?
Well, we're not. That's why Jet and Mitch have gone out.
Now on crater's rim.
Lemmy, shut up. I can't hear what Jet's saying. And come over here and handle the recorder. I can't watch it and the televiewer.
Hello, Earth. Look, there's a bit of a panic on up here. I'll call you again in a few minutes.
All right, but don't leave it too long.
Blimey, Doc. Why does everything have to happen at once? And why can't they leave that thing out there alone and let us get home?
Shh, Lemmy. Mitch is going down into the crater now. Hello, Jet. Everything all right?
Up to now it is.
How about you, Mitch?
I'm not dead yet. Just walking across the crater floor.
Nothing's come out of that thing. I suppose there is somebody or something in it.
How should I know? Keep your mind on that recorder.
He's getting close, Doc.
Yeah, I can see him.
All right, Mitch?
Of course I'm all right. Now only a few yards off. I'm right up to her. Seems to be made of metal, all right.
What kind of metal?
I wouldn't like to say. A kind of aluminium at a rough guess. And darn solid, too.
Hey, Mitch, do that again.
Do what?
Kick it.
Like that?
Yes, I heard it.
What?
I heard it. I heard your kick.
Impossible. You can't hear any noise up here. There's no atmosphere for the sound waves to travel in.
Oh, I didn't hear it direct. I heard it through my radio.
What?
Doc, Lemmy, did you hear it?
Yeah, just as you did.
Do it again, Mitch.
Heard it myself that time. First I thought it must be the vibrations within my suit. But it definitely came through the radio.
But how could it?
There's only one explanation. Either that thing itself or something inside it is a radio, a transmitter. It transmitted Mitch's kicks and our sets picked them up.
Hey, kid, I want to walk around this thing.
No, Mitch. It'll take you out of range of the televiewer and out of my sight.
Won't take a couple of minutes. I'll keep talking so you'll know where I am.
Do you hear me, Mitch? No.
And Here I go, walking round.
Will you listen to me?
Now on western side. No different here. And no way in from this side that I can see.
The fool. He's out of sight now, Jet.
Keep quiet, Doc. Listen for him.
Now on southern side. Hey.
What is it, Mitch?
Well, there's one thing about this ship that's the same as ours.
What's that?
A retractable ladder. And right now the rungs are extended. It's almost like an invitation to go in.
Never mind that, Mitch. Keep walking. Just go round.
I can see him, Jet. He's walking up the ladder.
For heaven's sake, be careful.
Can you see him? His head has appeared over the far side.
I can see him now.
Well, I'll be... Hey, Jet.
Yes?
I can see right down into it, into the cabin.
What's in there?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing.
Are you sure?
Well, of course I'm sure. There's a circular cabin, flat floor, plain walls, and a ladder leading out of it. I'm going in.
Oh, no.
Well, I made it. I'm in. It's not quite so empty as I thought.
How do you mean?
Well, the walls seem to be made of octagonal-shaped panels, each one a slightly different color from the next. And there are 2 rows of buttons at the top of each panel.
Leave them alone. Don't touch them.
You don't think I'm that crazy, do you? Beats me where the crew can be, if it ever had one.
How's it going to get here?
Could be remote-controlled.
Yeah, I suppose it could, but who by and where from?
Search me. Meanwhile, I'll search this cabin. Maybe this is just the airlock or something. The actual living quarters are further inside.
Oh, no. Doc, listen, it's here.
Jet.
What is it, Doc?
The noise, it's here again. We can both hear it this time.
So can I.
Something's going to happen. It always does.
What about Mitch?
Hello, Mitch. Mitch, can you hear us? Mitch! He doesn't answer. Doc, you try to raise him.
Hello, Mitch. Can you hear me? This is Doc calling. Hello. Hello, Mitch.
It's stopped now. Call him again. He should hear us now, Doc.
Hello, Mitch. Can you hear us?
Jet's already calling him. Oh, why did he have to go in that thing?
And why doesn't he come out?
Hello, Mitch. Hello.
Hello, Jet. What's the panic?
Did you hear us calling you?
And didn't you hear the music?
It's nothing to be scared of.
Eh?
I said it's nothing to be scared of.
That's what I thought you said.
None of us is going to be hurt. This ship is just different from ours, that's all. Run on an entirely different principle. Its magnetic field upsets the working parts of our ship to a greater or lesser degree according to how much power is being used here.
Mitch, what on earth are you talking about?
It's all so simple.
Look, either come out of there or I'll come over myself.
No, Jet, don't.
That would be asking for trouble.
What do you mean?
Stay where you are. Don't attempt to move any closer.
What's got into him, Jet?
I don't know. Doc, is the recorder going?
Sure, of course it is.
Then watch it closely. Take down every word he says.
This ship is from another world. Millions of miles away. Hundreds of light years. It's from the other side of the universe.
That's impossible. For anything to travel that far would take thousands of years.
Television would seem impossible to an ancient Egyptian.
I don't happen to be an ancient Egyptian. And you know as well as I do that flight from such a distance is impossible.
You're right. You're not like an ancient Egyptian. A prehistoric man would be a better description.
What's the matter with you, Mitch?
Time. That's the secret. Journeys through time. Leave here. Whoosh. Next moment you pop up 1,000 years from now. Or back a couple of thousand.
Will you please explain what all this is about?
Can you explain a geometrical problem to a monkey? You'll just have to take my word for it.
What?
His crackers. Whatever happened to him in there sent him clean off his rocker.
Mitch, listen to me.
No. You listen to me. What are you doing here? Where are you from?
Doc, what can we do?
Talk to him. Keep talking to him.
All right, if you think it best.
Well?
We're from the Earth, but you know that.
At first we thought you might be, but it hardly seemed possible. We decided you must be from some other planet.
Eh?
Is that a surprise? That there are other people in the universe besides yourself?
Well, I suppose it's possible, but...
Possible. Life is universal. It crops up wherever it is given the slightest chance. Do you think your tiny planet was unique? There are millions of stars with planetary systems, millions of planets teeming with life.
He must be crackers. Mitch is the one fellow who would never say anything like that unless he saw it. Had definite proof.
Shh, he can hear every word you say.
You all find this hard to believe, don't you?
Well, it's not that, Mitch, but this is so unlike you.
Now you're beginning to understand.
What do you mean by that?
Why do you interrupt the peace of your sister planet? What is your business here?
Surveying, photographing, the establishment of a lunar base, in time.
Not in time. You haven't conquered that yet.
How do you mean?
You've got a lot to learn. Already you are tearing your own planet to pieces, destroying it. And now you mean to do the same here. Isn't that your intention?
If there are minerals here of use to us, we'll dig them out.
It is your intention.
But if our civilization is to carry on to progress, we need fuel, metal, radioactive materials. The moon appears to have great stores of them. Supplies on Earth can't last forever.
One day you will find that they can.
What?
Watch your step, Earthmen. There are things out here, even on the fringe of space, you don't comprehend. You don't understand. Can't understand. That no beings in a three-dimensional world can ever hope to understand.
Three-dimension? You mean there is another dimension? Hello? Hello, Mitch, can you hear me? Mitch, hello? Hello?
I can't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
Hello, Mitch? Mitch!
Hello, Jet. It's no good. It's beyond me.
What is?
All these panels and buttons. Don't seem to be any doors, nothing. If there is a way further into this ship, it's absolutely undetectable.
Mitch, come out of there.
Come out? But I've only just this moment got in.
Come out, do you hear?
I can't leave it now. Oh.
What's the matter?
I don't know. I'm getting out and quick.
And here he comes.
Darn quick.
He jumped.
Mitch, be careful. Don't run.
A lot of notice he's taken of that.
Good Lord, Jet. That thing's alive.
Alive? How do you mean?
Well, I don't know. It began to vibrate.
Is that all?
It's enough, isn't it?
Jet, look. The dome. It's closing.
What?
Yes, it is. I got out just in time.
Let's get back into the ship quick, before we all go crazy.
I tell you, Jet, I wasn't in there above a minute. I hardly said a word to you, and then I felt the thing come to life, and that's when I jumped and came running back to you.
Doc, you recorded everything, didn't you?
Everything.
Play it back. Let Mitch hear it.
There's nothing I'd like more. You've got me worried.
What's the panic?
Didn't you hear us calling you?
And didn't you hear the music?
It's nothing to be scared of.
Hey?
Brooks, is that me?
It's your voice, isn't it?
To be scared of.
That's what I thought you said.
None of us is going to be hurt. This ship is just different from ours, that's all. Run on an entirely different principle.
But I never said any of those things. I wasn't in that ship long enough to say half that.
But you were, and the recorder's proof of it.
Let's listen to it. Let me hear it.
Mitch, what on earth are you talking about?
It's all so simple.
Mitch, either come out of there or I'll come over myself.
Watch your step, Earthmen. There are things out here, even on the fringe of space, you don't comprehend. You don't understand, can't understand. That no beings in a three-dimensional world can ever hope to understand.
Three-dimension? You mean there is another dimension?
Well, Mitch?
It's fantastic. It's unbelievable.
This is Doc's diary all over again.
And you, Jet, slipping backwards in time.
You know, it all ties up in a peculiar way.
Well, how?
You go in there and time seems to stand still. We hear your voice over our radio and record it. But so far as you're concerned, you were in and out of that ship in less than a minute. Well, when I went into the crater, the same sort of thing happened to me. I was unaware of time passing. But according to you three, I had disappeared. And I was gone for more than 2 hours. You know, the whole business does seem to be connected with time in some way.
Maybe. But the music Lemmy's been hearing, the stuff I wrote in my diary, how do you tie that up?
I don't know, unless they were trying to contact us in some way. If so, they finally succeeded through Mitch.
But who are they? What are they? Where did they come from?
The other side of the universe, according to you. Or should I say, your voice.
Of course, that's it. They're time travelers.
Yeah. Time travelers?
Yes.
It's been known for years that the only way to get to the really distant stars is to travel through time. And that's just what that ship must do.
Then why couldn't it have arrived 100 years from now? Or 100 years ago? Why did they have to pick on the very time when we landed here?
They must have been just as surprised to see us as we were to meet up with them. That's why they tried to scare us off, frighten us, put the ship out of action.
Why should they want to do that?
Because they're afraid of us.
Hey? What, them afraid of us?
Well, why not?
But they seem to have so much more knowledge, more intelligence, if you like.
Well, have they? Or is it just a different kind of knowledge?
But if they can travel through time, or whatever that means, they must be vastly superior to us in every way.
Lemmy, can you fly and find your way instinctively like a homing pigeon?
Do I look as though I can?
Do you consider the homing pigeon superior to you, then? More intelligent? Just because he can do something you can't do?
No, I don't.
Well, that's how it might be. Whoever made that ship out there can travel in time. Not because they're necessarily superior to us, but because that's the most natural way for them to carry on. They probably couldn't travel through space if they tried.
Oh, well, yes, I see what you mean. I think.
If only we had their secret. Think of the things we could do.
If only we had the oxygen. Think of the time we could stay here. Are we ever going back?
No, he's right, Jet. Maybe we've bumped into something that's going to rock modern thought to its foundations, but unless we get word of it back to Earth, and quick, it's going to be lost forever.
Yes. Lemmy, open up that radio. Call Earth. Tell them we'll be leaving in a few minutes. Tell them we're going back.
That's the best bit of news I've heard up to now.
Doc, Mitch, start getting ready. Take off in 30 minutes. Well, Doc?
I've rotated the camera 3 times. There's no sign of it. It must have taken off. Or done whatever it does to get from one place to another.
Well, we're not going out to look for it, that's certain.
Stand by to take off. All set?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, ready.
Gyro.
Gyro.
We'll keep the motor going until we reach 3,700 miles an hour. Then we'll cut her.
Cut her? But escape velocity is 5,300.
We don't need escape velocity. Not to go into an orbit around the moon.
Hey, who said anything about an orbit round the moon? I thought we were going straight back.
When we started out on this trip, it was definitely arranged we should circle the moon at least once to see what the other side looked like. It's something scientists have wondered about for centuries.
But, Jet, that was if everything was normal.
Everything is normal now. The ship's working, isn't she?
But for how long?
We're going to circle the moon as arranged. Now, stand by for firing. As soon as the correct speed is reached, we'll turn the ship through 90 degrees, increase velocity, and get as close to the surface as we can.
Standing by.
Okay.
Okay.
Firing in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, contact!
Well, doesn't look any different from the other side, does it? Craters, mountains, plains, just the same.
I didn't expect it to be all that different.
Hey, Chet, come over here. Look at this.
What?
Directly below us now. Biggest crater I've ever seen, about twice the size of Copernicus.
Yes, I can see it.
It's crammed full of little craters. Tiny ones in regular lines.
Yes, there's a tendency for craters on the Earth side to form lines of a sort, but not like these. This just can't be natural.
I'll say they can't. Those craters are moving.
What?
Yes, they're leaving the ground.
They're not craters at all. They're ships. Just like the one that landed near us.
Dozens of them.
And they're coming up here. They're coming up after us.
You've been listening to episode 5 of Journey into Space with Andrew Folds as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Tilton. Journey into Space. The BBC presents Jet Morgan in Operation Luna. After being stranded on the moon for 14 Earth days due to a power failure, the rocket ship Luna was at last ready to make her return journey back to Earth. Then a strange object which looked like another spaceship was seen on the televiewer screen, and Jet Morgan and Mitch went out to investigate it. Mitch entered the craft and, according to him, left almost immediately when he felt the ship begin to vibrate. But when he returned to his own ship, Mitch found that he'd been in the strange spacecraft for longer than he thought. and that during that time his voice had been heard explaining that the spaceship was actually from another part of the universe and had reached our solar system by traveling through time. The rocket ship Luna took off, but before setting her nose towards the Earth and home, went into a circular orbit round the moon so that the far side could be photographed.
Hey, Jet, come over here. Look at this.
What?
Directly below us now. Biggest crater I've ever seen. It's about twice the size of Copernicus.
Yes, I can see it.
It's crammed full of little craters. Tiny ones, in regular lines.
Yes, there's a tendency for craters on the Earth's side to form lines of a sort, but not like these. These just can't be natural.
I'll say they can't. Those craters are moving. Yes, they're leaving the ground.
They're not craters at all. They're ships, just like the one that landed near us.
Dozens of them.
And they're coming up here. They're coming up after us.
Good heavens, I think they are, too.
Isn't there something we can do to get away from them? Turn on the motor or something?
Not while we're on this side of the moon. Not until our nose is pointing towards the Earth again.
Blimey.
Well, they're keeping their distance at the moment anyway.
Look at them weaving about like aircraft.
Yeah, except there's no air for them to fly in. How can they do it?
Well, search me. And I'd give 5 years of my life to know.
Keep working that camera, Doc. Get as many pictures as you can.
You bet.
They're going to get the surprise of their lives back home. A whole fleet of spaceships based on the other side of the moon.
Hey, they're getting into some kind of formation.
Yeah, now why should they do that?
Maybe they're going to attack us.
If they are, there's nothing we can do about it. We've no weapons, nothing. We can't even take evasive action.
We better call up control and tell them about this.
Use your loaf, Mitch. It'd be a waste of time. We can't be heard with the moon between the Earth and us.
No, still directly below us. Same height, same speed. And in a circular formation, like a ring of toadstools.
How long have they been following us now?
About 50 minutes, but we've nearly completed the circuit. Stand by to cut in the motor. With luck, we'll get away from them.
Okay.
Now get onto your bunks and strap yourselves in.
Okay.
Wonder how our friends below will react when they see us make a beeline for Earth.
We'll soon find out. Let me know when you're all set.
All set.
Okay.
Okay.
Then cut in the stern televiewer, Lemmy, and switch in forward view.
Televiewer, forward view, on.
There it is. There's the Earth. Almost directly ahead.
And very welcome she looks, too.
Position, Lemmy.
Coming into center, 5 degrees.
Dock stabilizer.
Stabilizer.
4 degrees.
Mitch, motor.
Standing by.
3 degrees.
Stand by for firing.
2.
Firing imminent.
1.
Contact.
Speed 3,300. 350. 360. 370. 380. $5,200, 300, 400, 500, 600.
Cut the motor.
Earth, now dead center.
Course correct. Cut the stabilizer, Doc.
Stabilizer cut.
Well, that's that. On course, correct velocity, and we're heading for home.
Unfasten your safety straps. Get back to your stations.
And we'll see just what our escort made of that little maneuver.
Stern televiewer, on.
Are they still there, Mitch?
Can't see them.
Good. We must have left them miles behind.
Wait a minute. I can see them. There. Those tiny black dots against the bright moon surface.
Yes. Still in that strange formation.
Mitch, you haven't checked the motor or the fuel supply.
Sorry, Jet. I'll do it right away.
Now, Doc, where are they?
There. See them?
Yes. Say, wait a minute. They're not below us anymore. They're flying at the same height as we are.
Yes. Yes, I think they are.
How do you account for that?
They must be following us.
Hello, Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling home. Over.
And they're gaining on us, too. They're getting bigger every second.
Motor and fuel tanks okay. Plenty of reserve fuel left. Oodles of it.
Mitch, those ships, whatever they are, they're following us now and gaining on us.
What?
Well, look at them. They're getting closer all the time.
Hello, Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling control. Calling control. Come in, please.
Yes, they're following us all right. What are they up to? What's the idea?
Well, maybe they're just curious, want to take a closer look at us.
Either that or they are planning an attack.
Lemmy, have you got control yet?
No, give us a chance. Hello, Earth. Rocket
what
ship
good will
Luna
contacting
calling
base do?
control.
For us,
Come in,
probably
please.
very little. But at least we ought to tell Earth to warn them, let future crews know what to expect out here.
Come in.
Hey, listen.
Huh?
Well, can't you hear it?
Jet, that noise. It's here again.
Yes.
Jet, can't you hear it?
Yes, Lemmy, I can, but get control for heaven's sake.
I can't. It's that blinking music. Hello. Hello, Earth. This is rocket ship Luna calling control.
It's getting louder.
They're still coming, getting closer.
That's why it gets louder. That noise must come from them.
Hello, Earth. Hello.
Good grief.
What is it, Doc?
They must be going to ram us. The whole lot of them.
What?
Yes, they must be. They haven't changed their line of flight one iota. They're coming straight at us.
But they wouldn't dare. They'd do as much harm to themselves as they would to us.
Even if they're remote controlled?
Ah, that is a point.
Well, they're getting pretty close.
Jet.
Huh?
Do you feel anything?
Feel anything? What?
Gravity's returning to the ship.
Oh, it's impossible.
It is, I tell you.
They're almost on us.
Control, this is Luna. Come in, please. Emergency.
I can feel the gravity pull.
So can I. Now.
It's beginning to get difficult to stand up.
Jet, what's happening?
The ships. They're here. They must be all around us.
Get onto your bunks. Lie flat. Lie flat.
I can't. I can't make it.
Lie where you are on the floor.
Hello, Earth. Hello.
Lemmy, get down. Everybody, lie down.
Something deep. What is going on?
The televiewer. There's a ship right up close behind us. It fills the whole screen. It...
What happened? Doc. Mitch, Lemmy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Jet.
What happened to us, Mitch?
I don't know.
Oh, how do you feel?
Oh, crook. Real crook.
Yeah, me too, but the pressure seems to have gone now. I blacked out.
Yeah, so did I think.
Doc, Lemmy, you all right? Lemmy, can you hear me?
They're out, Jet. Flat out. Unconscious. Hey, can you get up?
I think so. Oh, there.
Oh.
Lemmy's waking up. Lemmy,
Oh.
are you all right? Are you hurt?
Oh, Jet, leave me alone. Oh, I feel shocking.
We all do. The ship must have accelerated. I don't know how, but that's all I can think of.
Hey, Jet, Doc's coming round. How you feeling, Doc?
Doc, you all right?
Look, we better get him onto his bunk. Help me lift him.
Oh, I feel like I don't care if I die.
Get onto your bunk too, Lemmy. Don't lie there on the floor.
Yes, Jet.
If you're feeling up to it, Lemmy, you might give us a hand with Doc.
Yes, Mitch. Hold on. I'm coming.
Just stay put until you feel better.
Thanks.
You feeling better, Lemmy?
Yes, a bit.
Stay with him. As soon as you can, try to raise control.
Right.
Come on, Mitch. See if we can find out what happened to us. We'll take a look at the televiewer first. See if those things are still out there.
It's true. What's the matter with it? It's gone crazy. The tube must have gone.
No, Mitch, I don't think it's that.
Then what is it? Why don't we get a clear picture? Why doesn't it keep still?
It is a clear picture.
Huh?
Those points of light traveling from the top of the frame to the bottom are stars.
Stars?
Yes, Mitch. The ship is spinning, turning head over heels. If it wasn't for the stars flashing past us on the screen, we'd never have known.
But how did that happen? What set her off?
I don't know. But we've got to steady her, get her back onto an even keel. We'll never find our position or anything else unless we do.
We can use the flywheels as counteraction.
Yes, but they're so small it'll take a long time before we're steady again.
What do we care, so long as we can stop her turning over like this?
Well, put in number 1 for a start.
Yes, all right, yeah.
Then switch her on.
Number 1. We're still turning, but she should settle down soon.
I think we might start taking a look at things now. Rotate the teleview camera, Mitch, and see if those ships are still following us.
Certainly not on the port side or directly behind us.
Try the starboard side.
I'm turning.
No. Well, either they've gone or they must be directly in front of us.
I'll switch on the forward view.
No, we better take a fix on the moon. Check our course.
Yeah. No, wait a minute.
Eh?
Did you see the moon just now?
No, I didn't, but we've been turning over, Mitch. Heaven knows which way the ship is pointing now. The moon might be forward, too.
In that case, the Earth must be behind us, and we should see that.
Rotate the camera, Mitch. Let's look again. You're darned right. There's no sign of it. Either the Earth or the moon.
Hello. Hello, Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling. Luna calling control.
Come in, please.
Stars. Nothing but stars.
Keep her turning, Mitch. They must be there. The Earth and Moon can't both disappear, just like that.
Hello. Hello. Luna calling Earth. Rocket ship Luna calling Wongawalla. Come in, please. Come in.
It's no good, Jet. They're not there.
There must be an explanation. I know. Somehow or other, we must have got back to the far side of the moon, with our stern pointing away from it. If we switch on the forward view, we'll see the moon all right, and the Earth behind it.
Hello. Hello. Are you receiving us? Wongawalla, come in, please. We need your help.
Well, there's the forward view. Not a sign.
Rotate the thing, Mitch. They can't be in line with the camera.
Hey, Jet.
What is it, Lemmy?
I can't raise a sausage. Absolutely nothing. Not on any band.
You sure the set's working all right?
As far as I can tell, but I can't pick up a thing, not on any frequency. It's like every transmitter back on Earth is packed in.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You must be able to get something. Keep trying.
Well, if you say so.
Any sign yet, Mitch?
No, and I've gone almost right round. There you are. A full turn. Nothing.
Oh, but this is fantastic. We couldn't possibly miss objects the size of the Earth and the Moon. The moon's image alone should more than fill the whole screen. We can't be that far away from it.
We've got to face it, Jet. If they're there, we can't pick them up. If they're there.
Something must be wrong with the televiewer.
Then why did we see the stars?
It's no good, Jet. I can't raise a thing. Not a single living soul.
Jet?
Yes, Doc?
What's the trouble?
No, we don't know. Lemmy says the radio's working, but he can't pick up anybody. To all appearances, the televiewer's working, but we can't pick up the moon or the Earth. And we've searched every possible direction. We see nothing but stars.
No sign of the ships?
No, not a sign.
Well, that's something. But we must be way off course.
Oh, that's putting it mildly. We'd have to be thousands of miles off course for this to happen. The televiewer must have gone wrong.
Well, there's only one way to be sure of that. Go out there and look with our own eyes.
That's all we can do.
Then let's get our suits on and go. This has got to be solved, and quick. We've got no time to waste.
Look, I'll work the airlock for you.
Not if you don't feel up to it, Doc.
No.
Lemmy can do it.
No, I'll do it. It's more important that he stays with the radio.
Oh, very well. Give us a couple of minutes to get the suits on.
Hello. Rocket ship Luna calling. Rocket ship Luna calling control. Wongawalla, Australia.
Okay, Doc. Close the hatch.
Hatch closing.
Now fastening helmet. Over to intercom. Helmet fastened. Right to you.
Somebody please come in, wherever you are.
All right, exhaust the airlock.
Exhausting airlock.
I don't care if you don't speak English.
Suit inflating.
Suit inflating.
Air pressure 0.
Okay, Doc. Open the door.
Main door, contact.
Now leaving ship.
Check.
Fastening safety line. Now walking up side of ship.
Now fastening safety line. Walking up side of ship behind Jet.
Can you see the Earth or the Moon?
Not yet. Haven't got high enough to get a good view, but I'm nearly there. Now.
Well?
Not a sign. Can you see them, Mitch?
No, Jet. They're not there.
Then they must be underneath the ship. You can't see them because the ship's in the way.
No, Doc. Not a hope, I'm afraid.
Well, then what's the explanation?
I don't know. It's almost as though we'd left the entire solar system altogether. Left it behind and got completely out of sight of it in a few minutes, but that's just not possible.
I'm not so sure that it isn't.
How do you mean, Mitch?
Jet, look at the stars. Line them up with a part of the ship.
Well?
Don't you see? They're slowly, very slowly moving past.
What?
Try it for yourself. Go on, try it.
Yes, they are. Very, very slowly, but they're moving.
We must be traveling at a tremendous speed. A fantastic speed. That's why there's no sign of the Earth or Moon. We left them way behind.
I can't believe it. It's too incredible to grasp. Well, let's get back into the ship, Mitch. This whole thing might be a hallucination.
Hallucination? Look, there. See that? A yellow star. Near enough to show up as a disk. Did you see anything like that on the way out from Earth?
We couldn't expect to. We can't get anywhere near that close to a star, even the nearest star.
Can't we? Well, that darn thing's close enough, isn't it?
Good heavens! The sun!
The sun?
Of course! And we're traveling away from it. That's why Lemmy can't pick up anything on the radio. We're out of range.
Take it easy, Chet. It might not be the sun. We don't know.
Hello, Doc.
Yes.
We're coming back into the ship.
It must be a dream. All a dream. We'll wake up soon. We've got to.
And that's the position. There's no sign of the moon, the Earth, the sun, Mars, no sign of the solar system at all.
But unless we find it and get back to it, we're done for. One of those stars out there must be the sun.
And how do we find out which?
Well, by the constellations. Yes, that's it. If we could recognise a few star groups, we might deduce our position from them, and that would give
not
us...
a hope, Lemmy. Look at the screen. Look at the stars drifting by. Thousands of them. Can you pick any given constellation out of that lot?
Well, I can't, no, but I'm only the radio operator.
I'm afraid I can't either, Lemmy. We'll never do it that way.
And constellations, as seen from here, right in among them, as it were, look very different from what they do on Earth. Virtually unrecognizable.
Look, even if we did get our bearings, how do we take the ship out of the course she's in now and put her in the right one?
With a motor and the gyros. Rotate the ship until the nose is pointing in the right direction, and then turn on the power.
Look, at the speed we're travelling, I don't think cutting in the motor would make any noticeable difference. Even if we used all the fuel in one burst.
What, you mean, we haven't a chance? No hope at all?
Not of getting back home.
Not even to the moon? Oh, I didn't much like it, but it would be better than nothing. We could at least see the Earth from there.
Not even to the moon.
Well, how did this happen? What caused it? Less than an hour ago, we were quietly coasting above the moon's surface, minding our own business, and now look at the mess we're in.
Lemmy, none of us know how this happened. All we do know is that those ships had something to do with it. Somehow, they've managed to increase our speed, carry us faster and further than man has ever dreamed he could go.
Then where are those perishing ships? Why don't they show themselves? Where are they taking us?
We don't know that they're taking us anywhere.
Here. Wait a minute. They said they came from the other side of the universe, didn't they? Well, maybe that's where we're going.
Seems that in one go they swept us right out of our little solar system and smack into the middle of eternity.
Yeah, but where is eternity? We must be going somewhere.
Lemmy, the universe is vast. You know that. It's on the cards that we'll never land up anywhere.
Aye?
I mean it.
Ah, but that's impossible. Just take a look at those stars out there. Even if we just go drifting hopelessly on, we're bound to meet up with one of them in the end.
Every one of those stars is 1,000,000 times bigger than this ship. They've been drifting out here in space for millions and millions of years. And in all that time, only an infinitesimal number, if that, have ever actually collided.
So what are our chances, Lemmy?
Millions of years, you say?
Yes.
How much oxygen we got?
Enough for a little more than 4.5 days.
Silly, isn't it?
You could look at it that way.
But them ships or whatever they were, they told us through Mitch that there was thousands of planetary systems in the universe, all teeming with life.
There probably are.
Well, if we can leave our own in such a hurry, and it likely we're liable to meet up with another just as quick. Maybe the very one those ships come from themselves.
We might at that. We might do anything. We just don't know. All we do know is that we're somewhere out in space. Probably zooming through the Milky Way at a speed something approaching that of light.
But look, even if we did come across another solar system, what are the chances of its planets being suitable for us to land on? And, assuming they are, what are the chances of our being able to survive on them?
Well, not much.
Aye?
Well, why should there be? Take our own planetary system. Of the 9 known planets, not counting the asteroids, the only one, so far as we know, supporting any life is our Earth.
Well, what about the others?
Well, Mercury's so near the sun, the temperature is high enough to keep lead in a molten state. Could anything live in that?
Oh, I shouldn't think so.
Venus, whose surface no man has ever glimpsed, is so hot that even if her atmosphere contained enough oxygen, which it doesn't, life would be virtually impossible.
Oh.
Mars, with its thin atmosphere, may support some kind of plant life, but life in Jupiter, Saturn, or any of the other planets would be frozen solid. It just couldn't exist.
So what are our chances of finding just one planet in thousands, presumably millions, out here that could support life? Always supposing we're alive when we reach it.
Well, if you ask me, this trip has turned out to be a dead loss all round. But other planets in other planetary systems don't have to be like ours, do they?
No, they don't. They could be of many kinds.
What, for instance?
Well, Some might well still be in a molten state, in the first stage of their development. Others could have long since gone right through their life cycle and now be dead, barren, lifeless, like the moon.
Yes. Some might well be enclosed in poisonous atmosphere.
Others have no atmosphere at all.
Or be so large and their gravity pull so strong, we couldn't even stand up.
Some so small, we could jump 50 feet in the air at every step.
You know, others might be much like the Earth, but have no water, and there can't be any life without water.
Some might have their surfaces entirely covered in water, just as the Earth would be if all the land areas suddenly subsided and disappeared under the oceans.
A planet entirely covered with water.
It's not impossible, Mitch.
Well, anyway, there'd be no point in landing there. I can't swim.
On top of that, you must remember that we are equipped only for moon or Earth landings. Landing anywhere else might need a completely different approach, different methods, different kinds of equipment.
Not very encouraging, is it?
I'm afraid we've all got to face up to it. We're helpless. Absolutely helpless. No idea where we are, what direction we're travelling in, and even if we knew, powerless to exert any kind of control whatever over the ship.
I'd sit down and make me will, but there'd be nobody to read it.
To think that our attempt to conquer such a small part of the universe should have resulted in this. An endless journey through eternity.
Yeah, this is what comes of meddling with things we don't understand. We should have stayed home, where life was worth living.
Well, there's no use in crying over it now. We have to do something, if only to keep our reason.
You're the captain of the ship, Jet. Anything you say?
Well, for a start, we'll carry out normal routine. Check the equipment, call up base on the radio.
What good will that do? According to you, there's no radio wave could leave Earth fast enough to catch us up.
There's no sense in sitting back and brooding over the position. The only things we can do are those we've been doing in connection with the ship's routine, and we'll carry on that way until we... Lemmy, get to the radio.
Yes, Jet.
Mitch, check the motor, fuel gauges.
Yes, right, Jet.
I'll check the radar and keep teleview watch for the next hour. Doc?
Yeah?
You'll keep a log, just as you did during the long wait on the moon.
Yeah, sure.
Get started. And let's have no more talk about solar systems, planets, or anything else unless it's going to help the situation.
November the 21st, 1965, Earth time. It is now more than 2 hours since we found ourselves in these new and frightening circumstances. How we got here, what really caused it, we shall probably never know. We are like a ship at sea, drifting. Only our chance of ever making land must be negligible. For we are adrift in space, maybe destined to wander around the universe forever, helplessly, hopelessly. A tiny speck of humanity, lost in a vast nothingness. Everybody goes about his normal duties as though we were coasting back to Earth from the moon. As indeed, but for this fantastic, stupendous trick of fate, we would be. Mitch periodically checks the motor, fuel tanks, oxygen supply, and air conditioner. Lemmy stays at the radio, trying and hoping to get some kind of contact with somebody, somewhere. Jet remains at the televiewer, transfixed, hoping that, in spite of everything, something will appear on it which will give us some hope. A straw to clutch.
Hey, Doc, Mitch, Lemmy, come over here, look.
What is it?
I think we're slowing down.
What makes you think so?
Well, the drift of stars across the screen has been getting slower.
What does that mean?
How should I know, but it must mean something.
Well, what's that? Right in the center.
Uh-huh.
That little spot of light, almost a disc.
Where?
There, see it?
Yes, I can. Right smack in the middle. The ship's nose must be pointing straight at it.
It's not quite a disk. It's more like the moon when it's nearly full.
Wouldn't be the moon, would it?
If it was, we'd see the Earth, too.
Oh.
If it's shining by reflected light, the star, its sun, must be to the left of it.
Rotate the camera, Jet. See if you can find it.
There it is. There, see? Many times bigger. But it's the solid body we're heading for. We better concentrate on that.
Are we going to hit it?
I don't know. We're approaching it pretty fast. We must be.
I thought you said we'd slowed down.
Oh, we have, but only by comparison. Doc, get to the radar. As we get nearer to it, we might get some idea of our true speed.
Right.
Oh, look at it. Fills half the screen now.
And it has an atmosphere, no doubt about that.
Yeah, but what's it composed of? Methane? Ammonia? Or what? The chances of it being air are 1,000,000 to 1 against.
Still, it's a planet, an island, and a limitless ocean. And we're heading straight for it, at a speed at which we might be able to control the ship. It's a chance in 1,000,000, our only hope.
You mean you're going to attempt landing on it?
Well, why not? If we're going to die anyway, it might as well be on that, whatever it is, as out here in nothing.
But it's so far away from home.
No further than we'll ever be. This is our one chance of survival.
But we've no idea what's on it, who's on it. We might even be wrecked and end up as a sort of a space family Robinson.
What do you say, Mitch? Shall we try it?
Now, wait a minute, Jet. Think what you're doing.
We haven't much time to think. An hour or so, and we'll either have crashed into it or passed it by. It'll be too late to make any decision then.
I'm all for taking the chance. Let's try to land.
Doc?
Me too.
I suppose if I say I'm not, I'll be considered overruled?
Yes.
I'm overruled.
All right. The landing procedure will be the same as it would have been for landing on Earth.
With the aid of the atmosphere?
How else?
But it may not be dense enough to afford the necessary braking power.
That we'll find out, but we'll try it just the same. Open up the pilot's cabin, Doc. I'm going in.
You've been listening to Episode 6 of Journey into Space with Andrew Folds as Jet Morgan, Alfie Bass as Lemmy, Guy Kingsley Pointer as Doc, and David Williams as Mitch. Other parts were played by David Jacobs. The orchestra was conducted by Van Phillips, who also composed the music. Journey into Space was written and produced for the BBC by Charles Chilton.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoy what I'm doing, I ask you to please subscribe to my channel or channels. Well, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, wish you well, peace.